Afternoon. Today is May 13, and it's 4:01 p.m. So please call roll.
Chairperson Wani Garza,
Here.
Vice Chair Ted Meziakos.
Present.
Alderman John Lash,
Here.
Alderman Emmanuel Yamas,
Here.
Alderman Brandon Tolliver,
Here.
5 present.
Okay. First item is approval of the minutes, 240323, and this minutes was for April 22nd.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Alderman Lama, second Alderman Lash. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed, 5-0. We have public comments?
No, we do not.
Okay, please read the first item in the agenda.
A resolution authorizing the remediation of asbestos for city-owned properties located at 22 West Park Place and 817 Forest Avenue.
Good afternoon, Gio Santana, Superintendent Parks and Recreation. The item before you is seeking authorization to award 2 contracts for remediation of city-owned property. First one located at 22 West Park Place, second one located at 817 Forest Avenue. The city contracted with Midwest Environmental for consulting purposes. They developed the bid. We received a total of 4 bids, and out of the bids received, we are recommending awarding Site 1 to Nationwide Environmental and Site 2 to Midway Contracting Group LLC.
Questions, comments? Yes?
Sure, just a quick question or two. I read that we need to abate it no matter what we do with these in the memo, but I'm just curious, what is the plan for these 2 buildings?
At this time, it has not been fully determined, not knowing the timeline of how long abatement was going to take, as well as also seeing what the bids were going to come in, if they were going to come in within budget. Being that they did come in within budget, we're looking to schedule this and then have a timeline of when remediation can be completed to kind of help determine next steps.
And then what other additional construction costs might be affiliated with these 2 buildings? Anticipated, roughly?
At this time, there are no further anticipated costs based on remediation. Afterwards, there's something else, depending on what the ultimate end use is, that could affect further costs along the line.
Thank you. No further questions, Madam Chair.
So moved.
Motion by Alderman
Second.
Lamas, second Alderman Lash. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed 5-0. Thank you very much. Next item.
240292, a resolution authorizing the execution of a Phase 3 construction engineering agreement with Ardmore Roderick in the not-to-exceed amount of $181,368 for the 2024 citywide resurfacing projects.
Good afternoon, Tim Widener with the Engineering Division. So we pretty much bring this contract forward every year. We need help on the overlay just because we don't have enough person power to staff it. So we typically hire a firm that provides 1 person to help us out in the field. And then also we need to hire out a firm to do material testing services just to meet IDOT requirements for the resurfacing program. So we did a QBS selection process, selected Ardmore Roderick. They did our program last year and helped us out, did a great job. So we're recommending moving forward with them again. So I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Questions, comments? Yes?
Thank you, Madam Chair. It just seems to me with that price tag of $181 or whatever, $180,000, we could afford to hire a staff member to do that and then have them available for other year-round stuff. Why don't we go in that direction instead?
Maybe a better question for others, but I know we have been looking for staff, engineers, and technicians, and there's not a lot of people out there. Technically, the Ardmore Roderick portion is $146,000. Material testing is $34,000, which requires specialized training that we wouldn't hire anyone for.
Sure, but I mean, your average laborer can probably do that testing, is my assumption based on their training program and testing. Okay, no further questions.
Okay. Who make the motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion by John Lash, second Alderman Tolliver. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed 5-0. Thank you. Next item.
240310, a resolution authorizing the acceptance of bid pricing from various contractors for landscape and mowing maintenance for multiple park locations for a one-year contract with 2 optional one-year extensions upon mutual consent.
Good afternoon, Gio Santana, Superintendent Parks and Recreation. Item before you is seeking resolution to award landscaping and mowing contracts to 4 vendors. In the years past, we had it where typically it's one vendor ends up with all the locations, which is good for efficiency, but what we feel at the end, the product suffers because maybe it might be overloaded. So we bid it a little bit differently this year to give us the ability to award individually. Based on the bids that came in, we're recommending awards to A+ AJ Landscaping of Aurora, Advanced Landscaping of West Chicago, Berry Landscaping of Lockport, and Yellowstone Landscape of Plainfield, Illinois.
Question?
It's a pretty much similar question as to the engineering one. Why don't we do this in-house?
It's a lot more economical to do this with subcontracted mowers just because mowing is a lower priority on our end. Tree maintenance is something that we do a lot more of, and this allows us to do more higher tiered work with specialized staff in-house.
I'm just looking at the price of what this costs, and I'm pretty sure we could hire a couple people over the summer to do it. Just saying.
We've looked into it, and this is how we feel that it's best served for quality control at this time. Also, maintenance of equipment does escalate if we do more stuff in-house, whereby subcontracting certain things frees us up again for more higher tier tasks.
More questions?
I'll be a no on this, but go ahead.
So
Thank
moved.
you.
Who
Second.
made the motion?
I made a motion.
Oh, motion by Alderman Lamas,
Madam Chair, real
second.
quick.
Yes?
Just a question, clarification. This is all prevailing wage work, right?
I would have to get back to you on that.
Oh, wait, what's going, I mean, why would we not know if that's prevailing wage work or not? This is,
I believe landscaping doesn't fall under the prevailing wage, but I would have to confirm that.
really? You might come up to the microphone?
Jessica Price from the Purchasing Division. It's only prevailing wage for new construction for landscaping.
Why is that?
It's the state of Illinois rule laws. That's all I
More questions, comments?
I'm going to take a roll call vote on that one, Madam Chair. I'd like to know more about that, look into it myself.
I did second the motion.
Okay. Motion made by Ted Mesiacos, second
No,
John Lesh.
not-
Oh, no,
You made it.
Lamas.
Yeah.
For gold vote.
To vote on this.
Yes, to vote in this, yes. Okay,
Chairperson Wani Garza,
yes.
Vice Chair Ted Mesiacos.
Present.
Alderman John Lash,
No.
Alderman Emmanuel Yamas,
Yes.
and Alderman Brandon Tolliver.
Yes.
3 yes, 1 present, 1 no.
Okay,
Thank you.
exciting.
Okay. 240312, a resolution authorizing repair services for river intake pump number 4 for the Water Production Division in an amount not to exceed $55,203 to Lane Christensen Company, Aurora, Illinois.
Hello, everyone. Bob Lively, Superintendent of Water Production. Yeah, so we're seeking authorization to complete repairs on river intake pump number 4. Pump number 4 is one of 6 pumps that are in service at our river intake station to pump Fox River water into the treatment plant for processing and further treatment. This pump has been in service for 20 years, since its last pull for service, and it's in pretty bad shape right now. We started experiencing loss of pumping capacity failure of components. I attached the pump inspection report. If you saw that, there's a lot of holes and degradation of the internal pump components. So basically, Lane Christensen will rebuild that pump with all new components. And it's a time and materials cost not to exceed $55,203.
Questions, comments?
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Alderman
Second.
Tolliver. Second, Alderman John Lash. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. Thank you.
Thank you.
240338, a resolution authorizing a contract with Graham Engineering and Environmental to provide construction engineering services for various underground utility improvement projects during the 2024 construction season in an amount not to exceed $177,000.
Good afternoon, Kurt Muth with the Engineering Division. Typically, each fall, we advertise a request for qualifications to identify an individual who will help us oversee construction projects throughout the construction season. This is something we typically do every fall. We went through the process last fall and got 9 submissions. We moved forward with a contract with the chosen consultant last fall and got that approved in December, I believe. And then in January, the individual who was going to perform the work is now unavailable. So we first we looked at advertising and possibly filling that with a new graduate to train them and have that position filled long term. When we advertised that in spring break, it was kind of too late to get any of the new grads at that point. A lot of them already had jobs lined up, so we didn't get any good applications. So then we engaged in conversation with the second consultant in our review process. Fairgraham was a local office not too far from here in town, and fortunately the individual they proposed in that original RFQ last fall was made available. So we're asking to move forward with a contract for that in place of the original contract we had before, which there was no money spent on that one. The value of this contract is a little over half of what that contract was originally going to be with the later start that we're getting on it this year. The individual will probably be helping a lot with the Heathercrest water main project to begin with. That's on the consent agenda for tomorrow's City Council approval, and that's slated to begin in mid-June. So I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Questions, comments?
So I guess what is our plan to get a long-term engineer in this position? What's that going to take?
Good afternoon, Jason Bauer, Department of Public Works. We currently have 6 positions open in the engineering division. All of those have been posted either continually or we take them down, we put them back up to try and get new interest, and all of those date back to last year, the budget that we had approved for 23. It's just very competitive right now. So as Kurt said, with this particular project, that person would be ideally a new grad that we could teach, and again, to your point, do it more economically in-house and have someone that we can train in the way that we do things. Most of those jobs, if it's a qualified civil engineering graduate, they're lining up interviews in the fall prior to the May that they graduate. So we kind of ran into that here because we had something lined up. So we've been working with schools. We're posted on like UIC, UIUC. We're on their job boards. We're planning on going to career fairs specific to this in the fall so we can try and get lined up for 2025. And we're going to continue to post and try and get additional professional engineers in the region that are already working. We're just not getting any hits on anything. Just the market is very competitive right now. So
out of the 6, we're not probably going to get any. Is that what you're saying, or
we're
maybe after graduation this summer?
Well, I should clarify. Of the 6, 5 of them are we're looking for experienced people, and we are looking for one new entry-level person that we could have that we could again train. And a lot of the proposals that Kurt, mentioned, we're getting these proposals from different firms, and they're proposing their new graduates. And we're like, well, we don't want to put in the time and effort to train your people so that you can charge us more for them next year. We want to have that person in-house. So specific to the underground group, we're hoping that we can get someone like that next fall, hopefully get them on board in May. But the other positions, we've got them advertised on LinkedIn and Monster, the city website, the professional organizations. We've spent money advertising with APWA, American Public Works Association. It's an extremely competitive market right now. So we're going to continue doing that, and HR does a great job coming up with new ideas for us to put these out there and to try and get new hits on them. It's the conditions of the market right now. I don't think it's so much, I know we offer competitive wages and it's a great place to work. It's really tough right now. In the years that we've been hiring professional engineers, I've never seen it this bad before where, we used to get stacks of qualified people that wanted to come work here, and now it's very, very thin. But we're going to keep trying everything we can, and until then, we've just got to use consultants to fill that gap so we can keep the CIP moving forward.
Thank you.
More questions, comments? Okay.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Jan Lash, second Tolliver. Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed 5-0. Next item, and the last one.
240340, a resolution to award the Lebanon Street and Pearl Street Sewer Separation Project located in Wards 3 and 4 to Benchmark Construction Company, Inc. in the bid amount of $988,000.
Good afternoon again. This project is located along Pearl Street in Ward 3 and Lebanon Street in Ward 4, north of Ashland Avenue up towards Sims. Those are currently combined sewers that we'd like to install separate storm sewers to remove those flows from the combined sewer. We received 6 bids with Benchmark being the low bid. They've done a few projects for us in the past, nothing too recent, but we think they can handle the work. You may have noticed in the write-up that about half of the project cost will be going towards replacing lead services in the project limits.
Questions, comments?
I guess, are we also installing dark fiber at the same time? I know these are real small sections of street repair. Or any other utilities while we're in there? I know we're doing the lead service you mentioned.
Yeah, we typically try and minimize the footprint, so we're just putting in a 5-foot wide trench for the storm sewer, and then all the water mains directional. And in that trench, we wouldn't particularly put another conduit in it, so we stick to what is minimally disturbed and don't typically get other utilities involved in these type of projects.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank you.
Ted?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. Just house cleaning, I guess, house cleanup question, just verification. You will be notifying the residents on that block of when construction starts?
Yeah,
And
typically
anticipated
in the next week or two is when we get a project on consent agendas, when we're comfortable saying pending city council approval.
Because, yeah, that's a tight street, Pearl, and it's heavily used for parking on both sides. And it's going to create a fair amount of disruption, I think, in our daily life. So just want to verify that we're doing that sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I think
or at least an appropriate time frame.
Anytime we disturb lead services, there's a minimum window we have to notify them, so we try and get that out as soon as possible.
Yeah, and there's going to be testing as well?
We replaced the lead service from the main to the beaver.
Right, and then you test it, right?
At this time, there's no testing required after a service is replaced.
Gotcha, okay, all right. Okay, well, getting those notices out, or getting that notice out is very important.
Mhm.
As we all know, just want to verify that it's being done as well, and it's not, doesn't fall out through the cracks for whatever reason. Thank you.
Okay. No more questions? No comments?
So moved.
Motion made by John Lesh,
Second.
second Alderman Tolliver. All in favor say aye.
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 Motion passed 5-0. Thank you very much. No other items in this agenda?
Motion to approve, motion to adjourn, thank you.
Motion adjourned by Alderman Ted Misiakos.
Second.
Second Alderman John Lesh. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion adjourn the meeting at 4:21.